There is a certain time in my life that I didn't have access to get sanitary towels. So I was forced not to come to school. I was forced not to focus on my studies because it was very pressuring, that knowing the fact that my mom doesn't have money enough to buy me the sanitary towels, and my peers back in class are still learning. They brag about things that they have more than me, so that makes me feel a little bit kind of low self-esteem. So I remember there is this one time when I was back in Form 1, I didn't come to school for a certain time because of the lack of the sanitary issues. I had to lie to my mom for the reason why I was not coming to school. With the situation with my mom back then, she was not financially stable, and then plus I felt like, what if I come to school, then maybe accidentally I just mess. That would be an issue from the class. Drama and chaos would obviously start.
Right behind you there's an ATM. How has it impacted your life?
So the Ari ATM card dispenser has, let's just say, magically helped my life, because you know, the people who really invented this thing, they really thought of the girls out here in the community. They really thought of poor girls outside there, because it's not been easy for each and every woman undergoing the menstruation. Ever since it came, I can now access my sanitary towels freely. I can use them whenever I want. I can get enough, and in terms of hygiene, it's very, very good.
Well, thinking of period poverty, I think of a girl who is scared, doesn't understand what is happening with her body, doesn't have anyone to confide to, and isn't able to access the necessities that she needs during that time. At the moment, I can access pads, and even before, but I've had interactions with girls who weren't able to access it at all, and they used to borrow or just count a few hours. They go to the washroom, wash their skirts, wash their innerwear, and then come back to class.
We've had to deal with girls who have missed school even for a whole week because of menstruation. We've had girls who even drop out, unfortunately, because you see, if a girl misses every month, then the class discovers there's a trend that this girl doesn't come to school at a certain time. They end up giving up. And we've also had to deal with issues of girls getting into trouble, of maybe even getting into illicit relationships where they have to get involved with men who have to give them money to buy the pads. And you know what that means, that we've had to deal with teenage pregnancies caused by that, because some of these girls are very innocent. And when they're getting into those relationships, thinking they're getting money, they end up getting into more trouble, where they get pregnant. Some of them abort and get into more trouble. Of course, many of them drop out of school whenever they get pregnant, and others get infections, unfortunately. We've had to deal with infections, and unfortunately, we have so many of such cases. Like in a term, we've had to deal with about 20 of them. Every term, mostly an average of 20 cases, where we've had to deal with girls and literally provide for them and tell them, every time you're on your periods, come for pads. Like, you have to assure them, come for pads, so that you're sure they will come to school. And we've seen some of them improving, definitely. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sanitary pads is not something that someone's supposed to struggle to get, especially a school student, a girl that is going to school. These are things that are supposed to be provided either by the government or by the women leaders that represent us as female and the government, but that's not the case. We have to go through so many things so that we can be able to access the pads, which for me is a very essential need on a girl's life that we are not supposed to struggle like this to access. So this project is something very dear to me. The fact that we are helping over 1,000 girls on a daily basis, that is something that is very powerful, and it's something that I am willing to continue doing for the rest of my life, just to put a smile on those girls' faces. We need to have honest conversations. We need to make sure we provide the sanitary towels to the girls, because at the end of the day, the girl is supposed to go to school to study, not to start thinking of how she's going to get the pads or how she will not attend the school because she has soiled herself or she doesn't have access to that. And then the government should also make sure that they provide the pads consistently to the girls, because this is an essential need. This is something a girl goes through on a monthly basis. It's not something ya kubahatisha. No, it is an actual need that the government needs to assist the girls. And even the female representative, the female government representative, they should be honest with themselves and with us as well. Just make sure that the girls are empowered, make sure that the sanitary pads are available, make sure that menstrual health is something that is discussed and in a very intense and comprehensive manner.